Well, hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading today. I'm Simon, and I'm a psychic medium and tarot reader. And I'm going to be doing the reading for you guys, as I say, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So let's see what the spirits want to say to you. Virgo today, and what the energies are doing around you. So, Spirit, show us what you have for Virgo today, please. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. What is it that you want Virgo to understand? Where the limitations lie? Where there's opportunity to move forwards? Let's see what's going on. Okay, you have the Hierophant today. Main energy, overall energy, Virgo. So I feel like, first of all, it really does make me feel like, no, stop. Just stop where you are. I'm feeling like you are trying to get a point across, Virgo, and you are creating a sort of a bubble, really, of protection. You don't want to hear too much negativity at this point. You want to have the information that you require or need, or maybe you're waiting on information, which, if you are waiting for that information, I'm feeling like you may receive it. Excuse me. You may be receiving it possibly in the next 7 to 10 days. I feel information that you're waiting on will come through. Some of you may be waiting on a judgment, or have just received a judgment, and this changes everything. It could be as well one or two of you may have a partner who is potentially either, I want to say locked away, because I do feel there's separation somehow here, but it's separation through circumstance in a situation. Like, for example, either you or a partner may be in hospital. Either you and a partner could be working for institutions or companies that have opposing views to each other. You may also be feeling very much like you want to concentrate on your own thoughts. You may be shutting out the world. On a deeper level, there's a lot you want to communicate, but I don't think you know how, because something has ruffled your feathers, and you may be a bit angry as well about injustice as you see it. You may want to right wrongs. Also, it feels to me like a lot of Virgos may actually find themselves quite unhappy wearing a mask. And yet you're working in an environment that could require you to wear a mask, and your breathing is affected. It feels very uncomfortable, actually, breathing with some of you Virgos. But yeah, you may have a mask that you're wearing, but you're kind of wearing it, but not really. Well, you are, but you're not really. You may be half wearing it, trying to work out how best to breathe. I also feel operation here. I think one or two Virgos may have found themselves rushed into hospital in the last few days. I I feel as well there's a strong connection here to vows, also to a father figure, whether you know your father or whether you don't know your father, maybe at all or hardly at all. Thoughts are coming in around a father, maybe even news around a father. Some of you might have black and white floor tiles around you, in which case I think you're going to be receiving a set of keys. This could, I think this could be either keys because you're looking after somebody's place, or one or two of you may literally have received keys in the last few days because you can now move home. Or you may be about to be asked to hold a key for an office or a shop, a working situation. So a little bit of responsibility here. I've also got a connection to passports as well, because I feel some of you may have applied for a passport and still be waiting for it. If you're traveling, don't think your travel ends up quite how you thought it would be. It feels there's a complication at the other end, and the transport you thought you were going to use looks to me like it alters. If you thought you were going to take a train, you might end up having to take a taxi. Or if you plan to take a taxi, maybe you're going to have to end up taking a train. It looks a bit like unplanned plans, if you see what I mean. Also, I want to say here, you're looking for fairness. You're definitely looking for fairness, Virgo. You're entering a new situation. It's exciting. There's a lot of enthusiasm around what's coming in. You're ready to connect with your new situation. You're excited, and it's it's still kind of in the realm of ideas, but ideas that are actually being put into action. They're taking hold. They've got some strength in the foundations, so it feels like it's an optimistic time for some of you Virgos. And yes, what you're heading towards works for you. It feels like it lifts you up. It makes, you're being noticed on some level, Virgo. You're kind of getting things right at long last, but you're getting things kind of right. And secretly, you might be feeling pleased with yourself. And why not? Because the reality is you've created a lot of the goodness that's coming in around you now. You may be feeling very fortunate at a time when other people may not be experiencing as much good luck as you. A relationship here feels like it's now there's a turning point here in a relationship, and it feels like, yes, there's a new way of relating coming in. There's a new way of living. There's a new, or let's say for some of you, it could be new if you're younger maybe, but there's a reorganization going on of your priorities and your passions, what you really want to give your energy to. And as we know, Virgo, earth signs are usually people who are 100% into something or no percent, but it's never half measures with an earth sign. Okay, you don't want to be blinded by what's going on at the moment. So you're going inwards, and you're not letting the outside world affect you. You're going to stay with the new. You're going to stay with what you're creating, and you're going to try and keep the outside world away from you as much as possible. This doesn't mean to say you're not awake to what's going on around you, don't get me wrong. It's just that at this moment in time, you have birthing coming through. So you may be birthing a baby, you could be birthing an idea, you could be birthing a business, you could be birthing new ways of being in a relationship. There's a lot here that you Virgos are connecting to. You're attracted to something new. You're leaving the old ways behind. You really are. And so your energy, you want to keep that as positive as possible. So hence, keeping the world at bay and what's going on. But it doesn't mean you're not paying attention. You are shifting as a person through what you're experiencing, the ups and downs that you've gone through. Most of you, I feel, Virgo, connect to what's basically a stable relationship. And within that, it's got its ups and downs. And sometimes old problems resurface. But you're in a relationship. These things are like that when we're involved with another person or other people. So ups and downs are natural, but really you do have kind of stability here. And your finances, well, however much or little you feel you have, you're managing them perfectly well. What you don't want to do is repeat old situations with people from your past. I don't think you want to repeat old behavioural patterns anymore. I feel like you're done with them. And I feel like you're aware of what's been holding you back in life. You've looked back enough. You're aware maybe of some shortcomings that you have. And you're trying to integrate them into yourself so that you can actually make something from a negative into a positive about yourself. So overall, it feels here, honestly, Virgo, like you're moving yourself forwards and only your own thoughts will block you. You may feel like you really are done with the past. It's old news to you now. So you're going with the flow of the new. You may also be thinking about technology as well, actually, and how that fits in with your world. I get the impression too that you are kind of in the back of your head planning a holiday, and I do think it's to somewhere that's kind of warm. It has culture or things to do. It feels more like you're going towards things to do rather than a beach sort of holiday. I don't get the feeling here that lying on a beach all day would exactly be what you want to do. It may be what you want to do for a day or two, but generally I feel you want to get more active. So, relationship-wise, it feels here, maybe some of you are thinking, shall we renew our vows? We've been through so much. Or shall we just have a big party in which we renew, or review even our vows with each other. Let's see what I dropped here. Justice, yes. Some of you may be renewing your vows and some of you may be reviewing your vows and thinking, oh, do I want to go ahead with a divorce? Others of you, I must say, we had equal partners in the Leo reading, and I have to say we've got it here too in Virgo, because it feels to me you are connected to a strong person. You both equally want justice. You both equally stand for the underdog, and you both equally have strengths to speak your mind to each other. One of you may use silence as a weapon, by the way. And I kind of feel there's been a bit of a silence, or if you haven't experienced it in the last couple of months, there might be a little bit of a silence coming in. But that's okay. It feels like somehow or other it's going to be got over. We've also got the Two of Swords here, so I think that's for the people who are undecided about review and are reviewing their vows rather than renewing them. Yes, I was saying you both stand for the underdog. Maybe you work in an environment where you're supporting people who are more fragile or vulnerable, and you're strong in that arena. Some of you've got good listening skills here, by the way, Virgo. I feel a drive here really towards trying to make my relationship work. And so I see really the majority of you, I don't think you really want to change partners necessarily. Some of you may actually be, in fact, okay in your own company, Virgo, and fine. It's more like I feel you're getting in touch with yourselves. You're getting in touch with your own power. And you're starting to see you're not that bad after all. And that maybe your partner's the lucky person to have you, actually. And you might also, by the same token, be realising that you could be lucky with the partner you have too. After all, they've stood by you all these years. I think if you're meeting somebody around now, if you're meeting either an air sign or a fire sign, an air sign, a fire sign, then I think you've got longevity here. You've got a long-term relationship appearing in front of you. But you don't want to repeat any of the same old mistakes. So it's like you really do want to somehow make things work. And I believe you will, Virgo, because you're not a giver-upper. Like I said, earth signs are 100% or no percent, so you're very stubborn. There's no easy way to give up here. You'll be there till the end of the race, whatever that means to you. So, Spirit, can you show us through the shamanic cards? What is it? What is your final message for Virgo? Let's have a look. The Council. The Council. Literally, I feel some of you really may be dealing with the authorities, with the council. You may be also fighting for what you believe in the sense that you're willing to stand up and put your voice to what you believe. And that you could be experiencing that through literally joining groups at the moment, or movements to progress things forwards in the world, in your community, your town. It may be that you're putting your voice towards literally counselling someone, listening to them, being there for them. You're connecting with your empathic side, Virgo, and you are a wise old soul. Virgos are quite wise creatures because you do spend time in solitude, and you like to think, and you like to take time to work things out. You don't want to establish anything in a rush. For some few of you, Virgos, it's sort of like keep your own counsel. The whole world doesn't need to know what you think at every moment of the day. So it's perfectly okay to keep certain things to yourself until you feel ready to speak up. Also, I feel some of you might be experiencing watery eyes, or perhaps it's just happening in one eye. But I do have a thing with eyes going on around Virgo. So I think Spirit is letting you know that they're aware, and that you might be needing to get a form of treatment or see somebody about your eyes. Joanne is the name that wants to come through. Joanne, I feel it's a connection to somebody here on earth. Joanne. My sense is, if you do connect with the name of Joanne, I think there's a photograph. It connects with a beach scene, and it feels like it might also connect with a beach scene and a barbecue, a family situation. I've got straws around this, which could mean, oh, this was the last straw, or you connect with straw. Maybe you live in the countryside, or it could be literally that you work in an environment where straws are used, like a cafe, or perhaps you work in a bakery and you sell soft drinks there. Yeah. But I have a vibe for the name of Joanne connecting to a place where drinks would be sold with a straw. Could be a bar even, actually. And I also connect with the name of Ivy. But I think it could be Evie here on Earth. Like it feels to me like a small child, a younger child. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, Virgo, for you, and I hope you can make some sense of the reading, take some of it. I hope you find it useful, and so I'll see you here again very, very soon, in a few days. All right, and in the meantime, Virgo, go smash it. Thanks for listening, and see you soon.